to the crash. Now the drum fill. 1, 2, back to the floor. 2. Hi, my name is Chris Lamp, and I'm from the Dynamic Drum School. Today is part 4 of the quarter note drum beat series. Today, the idea is to take everything we've learned from the first 3 videos and apply it into a musical context. So I came up with 3 songs to play along with. There's going to be a section where I demonstrate the song, demonstrate each section, and then there's a section where you can play along with me, along with the song. So each song gets a little bit faster. We're starting at 90 beats per minute, then we go to 110, and then 130. And each song gets a little bit longer. So the idea is to learn how to start reading charts, also start to think about playing with a good groove, with a good feel, and in good tempo. So if you haven't seen part 1, 2, and 3 yet, be sure to watch those first. There's going to be a link in the description below. Let's get started with the first song. This is quarter note groove practice number 1. And I wanted to introduce chart reading with this too. So not only will you learn the drum notation, but simple chart reading as well. And I found if you do this right from the beginning, it makes it so much easier. As the drumming gets harder, the charts will get more complex. So basically this song is 90 beats per minute, and there's basically just 2 sections that repeat. Each one is 4 measures long, so a total of 16 measures. So we have the verse and then a chorus, and then it repeats to a verse and a chorus. And then, then there's a little hold at the end, but back to the beginning, we're going to do just what we learned in the 3rd video. We're going to do a crash to the hi-hat, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. Then a drum fill on just the snare, 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to switch to the crash into the ride, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go back to the crash and the hi-hat. 1, 2, verse 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3. Now the drum fill. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the crash and the ride. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then there's going to be a crash with the bass drum. And you'll notice that's what we call a whole note with a fermata on top of it. That's a little thing that looks like an I. So basically that's going to tell you to hold the note until someone directs. So normally in the band situation, it'll be like the guitarist or the singer that will direct everyone to stop. So here, we don't have that opportunity. So basically what I'm going to do is going to hold it for 4 counts and then hit the crash on the count 1 of the next measure. So you'll basically hit the crash like this, and I'm just doing a single stroke roll, right, left, and I'm going to hit the bass drum with every right. And I'm going to hit the last note with the crash and the bass drum. I have 2 crashes. If you only have 1, you can do it over here. Basically just alternating hands. If you're left hand, just go left, right. And then the last hit is going to be with the crash and the bass. So the next section, you're going to be able to play along with this song with me. And then there's also going to be a play along track without the drums that you can print out the PDF and practice along with just the music and try to get the song faster and faster. All right, so let's try it. One, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2. First drum fill. 1, 2, 3. To the right cymbal. 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2. Now the drum fill. Back to the hi-hat. 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3. Drum fill. 1, 2. To the right cymbal. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2. Last drum fill. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crash. All right, let's take a look at the second song. This is called Quarter Note Groove Practice number 2. This song has 3 sections. We have a verse, a chorus, and then a verse 2 or outro. And what's a little bit different about this is I wanted to introduce 8 measure phrases. So we're going to play the drum beat, we're going to start with the crash, and then play the drum fill on the 8th measure instead of the 4th. This is more similar to what you'd play in an actual song. Generally, you might play a fill more on the 8th measure or the 16th measure. So we're going to start with the floor tom groove. We're going to hit the crash, and then you're going to put your right hand on the floor tom like this, like we did in the 3rd video. So you're going to do that for 7 measures, and then the 8th measure, you're going to go snare, snare, floor tom, floor tom. Then you're going to switch, go back, hit the crash, and to the ride cymbal. Do that for 7 measures, and we're going to play a drum fill. We're going to do the snare, small tom, medium tom, floor tom. Then we're going to go back, hit the crash again. Do that for 7 times, and then do the same fill again. Snare, snare, floor tom on the 8th measure, and then we're going to hit the crash. So feel free to try experimenting with different fills. You can do whatever fill you want in the 8th measure. Then let's take a look at the last measure. You'll see on the top it says cymbal choke, and there's that little sign next to it. That just means to hit the cymbal and then cut off the sustain with your other hand. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So you see this, we got a quarter note, we got the cymbal, crash cymbal, and the bass at the same time. But we want to cut off the sustain to make it really short, like that. So what I do is I put my hand like this. I put the stick in this part of the hand, so there's room for the thumb and then the 4 fingers on the bottom. I'm going to place the 4 fingers underneath the cymbal and then put the thumb on top like that. That way the stick is out of the way so it doesn't hit the cymbal. So real slow motion, I'm going to go from the fill, 3, 4, and as my left hand is moving over, I'm going to throw it to the back like that so that it's out of the way, and then I can reach over like this. So real slow, 1, 2, 3. I let go of the grip and go like that. So it's kind of like a little flick. I hit the drum, I release the fulcrum, I release the grip, throw it over there, come over and grab the cymbal, and then I can go like that with the cymbal choke. All right, so let's try it. Let's jam along with me and just kind of follow the music and have fun with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. To the crash. 7. Now the drum fill. Snare, snare, 4. To the ride. 3, 4. To the crash. Now the drum fill. 1, 2, back to the floor. 2, 3, 4, to the crash. 7, to the drum fill. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's take a look at the last song. This is Quarter Note Groove Practice number 3, and this song has 4 sections. We have a verse that's 8 measures, then we have the chorus that's 8 measures, back to a verse 2 that's 8 measures, and then the outro that's 8 measures. So let's take a look at the verse first. So this one we're only going to hit the crash on the 1st measure, not on the 5th measure. So we're going to start off with the crash, do the hi-hat groove. Then you're going to do that for 7 measures, and then the 8th measure, snare, snare, floor tom, floor tom. And feel free to do any fill on the 8th measure. I just happen to do that one. Then we're going to switch to the chorus. We're going to do the crash to the ride cymbal. And on the recording, the cymbal is kind of washy sounding, so you can either hit the crash for this. You can just keep the right hand or the left hand on the crash, or you could do the ride cymbal but kind of hit it on the side. You're not going to quite hit it all the way, You can kind of hit it like that, where I'm sort of hitting a little bit of the side of the stick there too. That's a really cool sound. It's a kind of very washy kind of sound that kind of really picks up the level of the dynamic. So you're going to do that for 7 measures, and then the fill is going to be snare, small tom, medium tom, floor tom. Hit the crash back to the hi-hat for the second verse. 7 measures again, and then the drum fill, we're going to do the same one, snare, snare, floor tom, floor tom. Then for this section, for the outro, you're going to hit the crash on beat 1, and then the drum beat, instead of playing the snare on the 2 and the 4, we're going to move it up to the medium tom, so we'll sound like this. That's a really cool sound. Notice the difference between the snare and the tom. You could also do it on the small tom, but I was going for a really low, deep sound. So do that for 7 measures, and then the last measure, same fill. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this song is really fast. If you need to slow it down, just slow it down in the YouTube settings by 25%. Let's try playing along with the song.
One, two, three, four.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Drum fill to the right. 2, 3, Great job. I hope you had fun jamming along to the tracks. If you have any questions, feel free to leave any questions in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer any questions anyone has. Also, I wanted to mention in the next 3 videos, we're going to actually take 3 real songs, and I'm going to demonstrate how to play the basic form of the song, any fills, and there's going to be a chart for each song. So the 3 songs are You Dropped a Bomb on Me by the Gap Band, Running Down a Dream, and then Let's Go Crazy by Prince. So hope you enjoy it. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. There's many more to come, and feel free to share with anybody you know that wants to learn how to play the drums. And have a great day, and we'll see you next time.